it's welcoming. It's true that sometimes it's fake, sometimes it's a facade, but you are better off in life to have a more pleasant attitude when dealing with others than to be more standoffish or more agitating. It's not easy, and I've met plenty of people, especially online, who have shared that they struggle with their own problems in their mind, mentally or just stress, and they lash out on others unintentionally, but because of this fight within their own mind. And I have empathy on that. I still need to have boundaries, and other people still need to have boundaries, and certain behavior is just not acceptable. But I want to share with you that there is a time to be intense. A lot of my videos, or some of my videos, they're very intense. And it's almost similar to if you were in a pre-game locker room, revving yourself up to play the game. Because you're going to get hit, you're going to face resistance, you're going to have to fight to wake up early, fight to go to work, fight not to take a nap, fight to do a video. So your whole day, you have to kind of rev yourself up. But that is a snapshot in time to like motivate myself and to motivate those who get something from it. But on average, what has served me tremendously well in life is being genuinely nice to people, whether I meet them or working with them, and not really on, oh, if I'm nice, I can strategically get ahead. It's not based on that. It's just that one is, I want to be treated nice. Number two is to get stuff done, you'll get more done the nicer you are. So if your objective is progress, you make your objective harder, okay, by being a hard ass. Certainly, there's times to be, again, intense. Certainly, there's times to be a little bit even rough, light a fire under ass. But my message tonight, we're going to go all live comments. Great to see all my members, Mary Taz, Andre, David. Great to see you all. My message tonight, and I documented this, I wrote this down. I had something else I wanted to talk about, but I wanted to stay focused on this message. It's a very simple message, but this is a very important message for your life. Forget about a degree. Forget about all these other magical ways to navigate life. Education is important. All the other things society teaches, all that stuff has value. But if you can't get along with people, if you can't overall be pleasant, your life will be harder. The sales pitch here, guys, is not really a sales pitch. It's really for your own interest. I empathize that it's not easy, especially when we have stress and our own problems in our mind. And I recognize that some people have legit mental problems. But all I can do is focus on what we can control. Number one, what I try to preach and practice is minimalism to reduce stress so that we have less anxieties, less burdens on our mind and our finances and everything else, so that we can exercise a little bit better attitude when we're navigating life to make our life easier. That's it. It's the sales pitch. Make your life easier. Why make your life harder? Life's hard enough. So the harder you are to deal with, the harder it is to get along with you, the harder your life is. Because even if you can't work, if you're on disability, Social Security, if you can't get along with your social worker, if you can't get along with people, you limit yourself. Now, again, I say that with pause because I know some people just can't help themselves. I recognize it. But I want to encourage you to have a goal to be a little bit nicer. And if you have to vent, try to go off by yourself. See, there's plenty of times where it's like, oh, I can't take it anymore. But you have to learn to go off by yourself. Like Jesus went off by himself, like Moses, go up to the mountain, go whatever you got to do. That's part of self-care. Go for a walk by yourself. Get rid of some of that stress. Work out. That's part of the thing. Whatever you need to do to blow off some of that steam in a healthy way, not a destructive way, so that when you have to deal with people, whether it's driving, road rage, Pull over, let them pass you. Don't live up to your means or at your means. That's too much pressure. It's going to cause you to be nastier. I worked with a guy, and I think he was a little bit of a jerk no matter what, but he had a lot of stress on his life. This was in my early career in construction. And I had made a joke at the end of the day. He wanted me to do something. It was like a very light joke, and it was a very acceptable joke. But he was so upset because he was trying to get something done, and he snapped at me. And this was like, I was really offended because it was really uncalled for, and everyone kind of knew it, but I just took it, and but then I just stopped talking to him. I just did what I needed to do. Stop, having fun with him. And he had basically pulled me in his office a couple weeks or a couple days later, and he said, "Sam, I got a lot of stress on my mind, blah 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 blah, and I shouldn't have snapped at you." Now, his character, I was already warned that this guy's a backstabber. So, look, people kind of are who they are, but I can't control other people. I can control myself, and I can tell you that the saying, you get more flies with honey, is true. But that saying is not based on being manipulative or being disingenuous. Because for me, I sincerely want to be nicer to others. Because to me, I understand life as long as someone's not maliciously attacking me. And two is, it serves your own interest. Now, here's three is, oh, you hurt me when you said this on the live feed. Or we did. Look, guys, again, this is a snapshot in time, these videos. I haven't been perfect, but you got to get over that, okay? Because it's just part of life. I hate to say that. And you have to understand, okay, that I'm single with no pets, no kids for a reason. I don't want, okay, to go with this back and forth. I'm not your husband. I'm not your boyfriend. I'm not your father. I am not your life coach. Okay, I'm a YouTuber. Okay, and I'm sharing certain things in these videos. Sometimes I vent. Okay, sometimes I'm intense, and sometimes I'm teaching a lesson. That's it. Take it for what it's worth. Okay, don't attach me to all your hopes and dreams because it's unhealthy for you and for me. Okay, I had someone message me the other day say, "I'll pay you to do a private session," and while I appreciate that, I told them, "Look, it's not something I'm doing." Okay. So for me, what I want to tell you is that one of the basic, simple things you can do in life to make your life better is blow off steam in a healthy way by working out, going for a walk, so that when you have to engage with people, you have extra capacity to be a little bit nicer or to let some stuff slide. Now, even when you do everything right, it's not easy. Because I still catch myself, and more as I get older, because you've been through more stuff. Your mind is like your knees. Your knees, over time, the ligament gets wore out. LeBron James said the other day he'll never be 100% again. Why? Because he's put so many miles on his knees. And your mind is the same way. I think, for me, the older you get, the harder it is. In some instances, in some ways, it's better. But as best you can, remember, a good attitude will get you further than a bad attitude, period. Remember, you can't troll someone to submit to you or to be nice to you or to do what you want. Okay? You can't, men going their own way, you can't bash women to show them that they made a mistake or they should bow down to you. And that's why I'll never stand for that. Okay? If you're going to be the best you can be, okay, you don't stay in a situation in your personal life where you almost can't be nice. Just leave. Because in your business and in the public, you have to learn to be nice. You guys heard me. I know David mentioned this. We're going to go all off comments. I had a different, less intense when I was staying in a hotel for 30 days. Why? Because I wasn't in my private space where I could be loud and intense. I was in a shared environment with shared walls. So I don't have to, but I want to be nicer. I want to be more calmer to respect my neighbors. Now, some people didn't. Some people made noise. I mean, I thought that was very disrespectful. So there's a different protocol. Like, that's the problem where a lot of people see YouTube videos and they'll see this intense moment. They'll see an entertainer, a musician or actor, and they put that person like they're like that all the time. No, there's different etiquette. There's different, you have to be multi-dimensional, not multi-faced, multi-dimensional. You have to have a dimension when you're in the workforce, when you're in the public, when you're in a shared environment. You respect your neighbors, you respect your boss, etc. So when you're in your personal time in your car and there's no neighbors, you can go wild. You can blow off steam. Sometimes I do that. You can say, look, this is what we got to do. All that's part of it, dimensional. Okay. And the message tonight, now we're going to all live comments. Thank you for all my members. Is I want you to remember this basic, simple life lesson. I know it's not sexy. I know it's not living in your car talk. I know it's not all this crazy stuff, but it's going to serve you more than a lot of other things. In your personal life, do what you need to do for you. But in general speaking terms, the nicer you can be while still having boundaries, self-respect, and being firm, the more you can deal with people on a better level, the further you will go, the easier your life will be. And that's the message. All right, roll down my windows. Click that thumbs up. Click the blue join button. You want to be a member. Thank you to all my members. Good to see you people in here tonight. Shout out to everyone. It's Friday. As I make this, some people got the direct deposit. Mine's next week. Some people just made it through the day. You may have been sad sometime today, but you made it through the day. Try to make it through the day without making an over-emotional decision. Don't over-emotionally buy. Don't go crazy. Keep it simple. Keep it simple and keep on the path to simplicity. Yeah, that's what I tell you. Mary Todd's great to see you. Andre, great to see you. David, yep, I appreciate that comment. That was actually a very insightful comment. Gave me something to share about. Andre, yep, that's my neighbor. After 4 months living in Florida, he wants to come back and says there's nothing to do, no people, no work. Well, he went there the wrong way. Like I say, he's a bad character, bad planner, because he didn't research Florida before, he didn't get a job transfer, and he depends on someone else for his happiness. So guess what? Now he's going to bring his nasty ass back to New Jersey, and he's going to be one of those guys bitching and moaning at Dunkin' Donuts. And he can put down salt when there's black ice, okay? And he can basically destroy his life. And he's going to destroy everyone else's life because you can tell him, don't move to Florida. And what I can tell him, fine for me, more Florida for me. I'll be with the rich and good-looking people, okay? Let all the destitute people go back to the destitute land. That's what I tell him. That was actually a great comment. Andre, it says there's no people, no work. Totally disagree. And nothing to do in Florida. There's nothing to do in Florida. Welcome back to New Jersey, okay? Yeah, shout out to ShopRite. Yeah, shout out to all the packed Jersey Shore. They're going to lose the power. You can only use your boat 2 months out of the year. You have an in-ground pool where you can only use 3 weeks out of the year. Let me tell you something. Florida is the biggest vacation destination in the United States of America. If you can't find something to do in Florida, go back to your recliner, go back to your overweight wife, okay, go back to her ungrateful family members, okay, and have a heart attack during the holidays while you watch me banging out Latina MILFs in Florida. Now, you say Inspirational Nomad, was that nice? I'm in my personal space, guys. Okay, so in my personal space, what I tell you is that guy's going to destroy your life. He's bad people. So, in my opinion, tell him go kick rocks. I would just change my number and tell you he's a fucking loser. ESP, shout out to ESP. ESP, you work hard, you know what it is. ESP's in a drive-through somewhere in Alaska, okay, living her best life, okay, in the MV200 with no rent, no bills, no man. Why? Because she's just like me. She want to live a life on her terms. Click the thumbs up for ESP. Smart woman, living her best life. Okay, I remember back in the day, she's one of my first viewers, watching me in the office doing data entry. Now she's halfway working remote, just making it rain wherever she wants. She's doing her thing. Don't need no damn Nate. Nate gonna fuck up his life. Let's stay positive. Twister's a very positive person. I appreciate you. Twister's got the right attitude. That's the type of person you want to make your friend. The friend that you got, Andre, that guy's bad news. Be careful. Twister, you already know this lesson. I'm preaching to the choir when I say be positive. You're a very positive person. Mary Tashi's doing great walking her doggy. We were talking about this on the Zoom meeting today. Oh, the Spirit of the Lord connect us. Boss was asking for feedback about a certain person who was always snapping at others. I just be as nice as I can and carry on. That's wisdom. Mary Taz, that's wisdom. Because what I've seen in life is most people quit the job not because they technically can't do the job, it's because they emotionally can't deal with the politics or people. And what I can tell you is, if it doesn't matter if you're working in a gas station or for an S&P 500 company, if you can't deal with people, your money bag's going to be lighter, your cooch is going to be drier, your penis is going to be shriveled up. Why? Because there's nothing happening. Life is about learning to deal with people, okay? And so in your personal life, if you want to be single because you can't deal with any more people, I empathize. But especially in business and especially in the public, learn to get along because it's a sign of honor and it will make your life easier. So the problem is, I guarantee that person is making their life harder at home. How would they turn it around? Well, there's some people that are so mentally, I don't want to say damaged, but look, even if you're mentally damaged, right? Like, you have to work on yourself. And some people can, some people can't. I don't understand everything. But all I can do is focus on what's good for me to focus on, and others who can control themselves. Suke, it's good to see you. Because don't try to figure out everyone. Try to have empathy, but have boundaries. And, people have to respect a level of civility when dealing with others. Love to you, Maritas. Thank you for that comment. That's a great comment. ESP says, hey, Twister. Maritas, hey, y'all. ESP, and Maritas. When I was a supervisor, asking for feedback from employees like that, they are simply collecting information in order to justify firing that person. When you're dealing with a troublemaker, document and walk away. Try to avoid the tit for tat. Sometimes you have no option, but overall, most of the time you have an option. So most of the time, do what you need to do, do what you need to do for you. Like I always tell you, there's plenty of stuff to do at your job or in life that you can keep busy. It all comes down to idle time, the gossiping, the bullshitting. To me, like I say, working remote and working in an office, there was more problems working in an office, okay? And more idleness. That's how I feel. So an employee, maybe a vendor, Maritas, just someone from another company that we have to deal with. Yeah, if they're a customer, you have to learn to navigate around them. That's a very challenging thing. Because, and sometimes even me, I know I kind of hurt my YouTube channel because I would probably help it if I didn't block as many people and I just dealt with it. But again, I kind of do mix this as business and personal. There's only so much I want to deal with. But I do see people who are very diplomatic with their YouTube channel, and and it's like a parable to this lesson that they're able to excel because, look, most people just want someone to talk to. However, for me, I'm not going to be able to complete what I'm trying to do with this channel because it's a side hustle, but it's also a passion. I'm not going to be able to paint how I want to paint if I do it like that. I try to be mindful of improving because I know I got some area to improve on, but it's very tough, especially when you're dealing with people on the other side who are anonymous, where they can lash out and say anything, right? Like when you're dealing with someone in the public, or you're dealing with someone at work, or a vendor or something, their face and their name is on it. So there's a little bit more accountability. Online, the problem is people lash out more because there's anonymity. And that can create a breathing ground for bullying, disrespect, dishonor, etc. And I'm not playing that game. Not worth it. Let's continue to read. Twista says, that guy's problem is his attitude above everything, Andre. Yeah, no doubt. Like I said, don't matter if you live in Montana, Florida, Jersey. Because to me, even if he wanted to go back to Jersey, I don't hate on that. But the bottom line is he ain't going to be successful in New Jersey. Look at his attitude. I would never hire him. Doesn't matter where it was at. I wouldn't even want to be friends with him. You think someone with that attitude is going to go back to New Jersey and excel? Hell no. Hell no. It's going to be a disaster. Suitcase. Great to see you, man. Very positive attitude. I saw your video today. You're up high on that jack lift. I used to hate those lifts. I did them when I was an apprentice because I had to do what I had to do. But I hated those things, man, because I don't like heights. But I see you're able to do it. And when you're able to do something and other people don't want to do it, you know what that means? Money back. So that's what I saw when you were on that lift. Even though I wanted to throw up because I hate heights, I said, this guy's getting money. And, look, Suitcase knows what it is. I know Suitcase is just human like everyone else. But overall, Suitcase knows how to be positive. And that serves him. And Suitcase knows damn well, because he's been able to be positive, I guarantee you could testify to it, he's been able to navigate life at an overall successful thing. Now, do we all have our demons and things that hold us back? No doubt. But again, you show me someone who's positive, even with all the baggage. I guarantee you someone who's positive will have more opportunity to go further than someone's negative. Now, again, sometimes in life, how far we go is based on how much we, our personal stuff, our personal baggage. But that's for everyone to deal with personally, including me. Like ESP brought up the other day about one YouTuber who owes like eight grand or something in taxes. And it's like, I draw the parable to people I know that make good money. They can make six figures, but if you're feeding, if you're feeding bad habits, or if you're not managing your budget, it's like you can make X amount of money, but if it's going down a certain direction, you're never going to get ahead. Keith, with a positive attitude, 30 years in the workforce in FedEx. I may make a video, if I'm free, by a FedEx building to show where you may be moving to. Keith B., all the way from Indiana, trying to retire, worked his whole life. Brother, you deserve it. He goes, shout out to the guy who says your channel is peaked. Yeah, he said that at 15K. I'm at 22.7. Now, am I entitled for my channel to grow? No. But if I show up and if I try my best, I think overall, just like anything, I think I got a better shot. But for someone to say it peaked, it's like, what type of mind is that? That's how I got offended. Like, why would you even say that? Like, that's a negative tone. Like, why, if you feel that way, why would you come in? If you don't get value, if you think the value is over, then why would you come in? And that's what I mean. You got to have boundaries, especially in your personal life. Now I could be diplomatic. Like, if I worked with that guy, what would I do? This is what I want to tell you. It's a key gem in tonight's live feed. When you're totally lost on what to say to a negative person, smile and don't say nothing. Because I guarantee you that will serve you. And I know that, so like I said, if I worked with a guy and he said something like that, I'd do like this. And I walk away, So let that be like one of these catchphrases, like, how I say, when in doubt, don't buy. When you get pissed, smile and walk away. I guarantee to save your life. Now, is it hard? Yeah, I mean, I got to remember to practice that myself. That's not easy. But guys, we're trying to do the best we can. That's all we can do. Thank you again, Keith. Thinking about you hard today, and I'm going to try to make some videos to encourage you, to inspire you, not to force you to go do anything you don't want to do, but to encourage you because you worked hard your whole life. I'm not going to say that Florida is guaranteed to make you happy or guaranteed perfect. But what I can tell you is when you work hard and you're doing the best you can, you should try to make your life the best it can be. Why? Because that's why it's like why even go through what we go through then? Let's try to figure it out. Good job. Thank you again, Keith. Very nice of you, brother. I appreciate you. ESP. Wow, Emeritus. That person will get fired from their company then. If a meeting centers around, yeah, they're bad attitudes. It's only a matter of time. I'm sorry you have to deal with that. Yeah, look, it's only a matter of time, for some people. We know that Marita's boss was thinking it was just her. That person was being nasty too. We told her, no, we just deal with it. Yeah, I mean, like I say, it's every situation has a different protocol. But what I can tell you is navigating around bad attitudes is one of the hardest things in life. And in the public and in business, you got to be very careful. In personal, you have a lot of, and that's why I say, for me, I don't understand why people want to live with other people that make their life harder, or want to be in a relationship that's one-sided, or that want to live at or above their means. It's like there's some stuff in life that you have to deal with. And so I accept it. You just accept it, and then, but the things you can control, you want to deal with in a good, so that you can blow off steam by not having as much stress in your personal life, so, but I understand, I empathize with how people wake up in their middle ages and they built this sedated life that they're very uninspired and they can't get out. However, how do you get out of anything? One step at a time, and it's a daily discipline. That's why I make live feeds centered around principles. These principles keep us focused and not get complacent and fall asleep behind the wheel of life. Because that's how it happens, guys. It's not like this one grand thing most of the time. Most of the time in life, guys, just like you nodding off. That's how a horrible accident happens, right? Like you just like the sun is in your eyes, or you're tired at night and you nod off, boom, okay? And that's how life happens. Like you coming into work, like you're not really focused, you're stressed at home, you know, you got bills, and then someone says some crazy shit or just a little something sideways. What? And they lock heads. That's how it happens. You can't be complacent. Always got to be on guard. Not easy for all of us. Suitcase, do it your way, Sam. That's the only way. Well, in my personal way, it's the only way. In the business way and in the public, it's all about the shared environment and shared respect for a common goal. So I do not believe in Frank Sinatra was a famous Italian singer. I believe in that philosophy in your personal life. Be yourself. But in public, again, I believe, shared environment, shared respect, shared protocol, shared rules. In business, same thing. It's like, so, but in my personal, then I can say I'll do it my way as long as it's not hurting someone. So, but that kind of, everyone I know that kind of followed that Frank Sinatra mantra, I did it my way, I think they get it half wrong. And I think it destroyed their life. They died before their time, or they caused too much problems because, we're not in a world. It's not our world. It's not, it's our life in our personal life. In the world, we have to think about other people. And if we can't, we're going to suffer, and other people around us are going to suffer. You're going to be a horrible manager if you just do it your way and you don't think about other people. You're going to be a horrible person in society if you drive and you don't think about other people. Even sometimes when I get cut off, I get pissed and I'm right. But you know what I remember as a 41-year-old man? I remember when I was a 21-year-old boy and I was driving on I-95 doing 120 miles, cutting people off. So it kind of makes me say, don't go crazy. Remember when you were the same way. So, that's something to be said for that. Suitcase says, good evening, everyone. Yeah. Keith, thank you again, brother. I'm going to try my best. It may not be the video tomorrow, but I'm trying my best to keep the Florida videos, to keep moving where you're inspired, wherever that is. Moving, living in an environment that inspires you. It's the height of the summer. Am I still inspired to live in Florida? Yes. Okay. And I would say, look, part of my reason I was able to get to Florida with a remote transfer is because overall I got along with everyone I've worked. I would say 99% of the people I've worked with, I've gotten along with. Okay. There's always exceptions, but I would say overall, I try not to leave a bad taste in people's mouth. And I could definitely say that's going to serve you in your career, and not doing it in a fake way, doing it in a sincere way. And so that's what I want to share with you, because again, like guys, this sales pitch is only to help you, and it'll help society. Again, your personal life, you want to go wild, that's on you. Everyone should do whatever they want in their personal, you know what I mean? But I love to you, Keith. D, hey Sam, Suitcase and gang. Hey D, everyone keep D in her prayer. She's still recovering from a broken leg, but she was able to drive her car yesterday because she realized, sometimes can't even count on other people. But I'm praying you get your health back, you continue to rehab, and you get your independence back, because I know that would be very tough for me, not having, my full independence and not being able to walk. So I'm still thinking about you, D. Love to you. Nublia, great to see you. Shout out to everyone overseas in the UK and everywhere. Nublia says, is it hard to make friends when you're a nomad? Just curious. I would say it's a little bit harder if you're going to have a serious connection. Why? Because eventually, if you're going to make friends and like go out on shared events or dates or just be friends, eventually the question will come up, well, where do you live? And that will be a major obstacle. Now, some people will accept it. Some people won't say anything to you, but that's a major thing. So now, as far as like just casual friends, I meet people all the time in Starbucks, in the gym, just, going around my daily routine. So there's so many opportunities for me to have so many friends. But I know if I start to exchange numbers and if I start to take it to another level, then eventually my nomad life becomes something of an obstacle. I'm living a totally different life than a conforming life. I have one bag of clothes, basketball shorts and cutoff tops. Now I can go buy outfits, but I'm not going to, you're not going to be friends with someone who lives in a house or an apartment. You live in a vehicle, and it's just not going to work, in my opinion, because their life is more based on social interaction. Most people living in a vehicle as a nomad, even an RV, RV maybe a little bit less because you're going to meet campground folk, but living in a vehicle tends to be introverts, and they tend to be isolationist. However, that tends to be a negative, and that's why many of them tend to go in a negative algorithm, and they get deeper with mental problems, worse with addictions, because when you're not, well, I'm not going to say either way, because I know people in the house that went downwards. So, but I will say that the one negative aspect of being a full-time nomad is you are disconnected from society in a major way. Now, it's not all bad. Like I say, you're disconnected from some of the utility bills, the rents, the mortgages, the neighbors. But to disconnect from all those entanglements, you also disconnect socially. And yes, you can still meet people. I meet people all the time. But again, to be friends with them and to hang out with them and to date or even anything like that, and I'll be honest with you guys, living in a vehicle, you're not going to be able to do it. Because even if I lived in a vehicle and I knew someone living in a car, guy or girl, I probably would have judged them back in the day, and I'd be cool with them. I'm cool with everyone. But there would be a boundary because there would be something wrong in my mind why they're living in a vehicle. I mean, I have to be honest. So that's a great question. Early riser, $2 super chat. Thank you very much. Excellent stuff. I'm getting better at the smile. Yep. When in doubt, when you're really faced with a tough decision on how to react, smile, keep your mouth shut. Why? Because it will serve you better. That's the key thing. Because I know everyone wants to know, well, why should I do that? Why shouldn't I lash out? Why shouldn't I give them a piece of my mind? Because it will serve you better. This is something for your own personal interest. Your money bag, your security, your safety, your well-being in your life serve you better. Thank you, Keith. Thank you, Early Riser. Thank you to all my members who support this channel. I don't take you for granted. You're not obligated to me, but I am grateful for every moment. I'm doing the best I can. Thank you. So that was a good question, Nublia. Let's take a hydration break. I want to slow it down a little bit. Shout out to everyone out there living their best life or trying as best they can. If you haven't already, please click that thumbs up. Share the video. Mary Toss, I got word today that we are going back to the office starting September 1st. Ooh, that gives me the heebie-jeebies. That'd be a deal breaker for me, but I would do it if I had to. But for me, as much as I can, I want to try to preserve working remotely the rest of my career. Now I'm 41. Will that be the case? We'll see. But for me, at this point, that is a major thing. I knew it would happen eventually. Doggy wouldn't be happy. Yeah, it's tough. When I was working in the office and my dog was still alive, sometimes, if I had to go on an emergency call or work overtime, it'd be very tough for her. Even just a regular shift, because if you live by yourself and you don't have anyone there with the dog, even though they sleep a lot of time, and I installed a webcam. Mary Chaz, if you don't have, I recommend that you get like $100 webcam. You hook it up to your internet in your house, and that way you can at least look at your dog during the day or when you're in the office. That helped me a lot with anxiety. It was worth every penny. It was like $100, and it just hooks up to your regular Wi-Fi router in your house. It's worth it. So that's one thing I could say that hopefully helps you. But I understand you do what you got to do until you can do different. Hold up. Wait a minute. We got our guy Hal all the way from the tri-state area. He's on his 3rd week of a new job. Look how quick time passes, brother. Okay. 3rd week on his new job, and this is his first direct deposit day. The Lord made 7 days. And one of those 7 days, every other week, or once a week for some people, is direct deposit day. And direct deposit day is a reward for doing something in society that help society. Okay. And what I can tell you is Hal, I believe he's working in the medical industry in some capacity. Remember, if you're working in a hospital, janitor, maintenance tech, nurse, doctor, secretary, data entry, it helps everyone who needs to go to the emergency room, everyone who needs to go to a doctor, including veterinarians. If you said, Inspirational Nomad, I want to build a career, what industry should I look at? Medical industry, number one. IT, information technology, number two. A trade, number three. And, obviously, look, do whatever else, you want. There's no exact science to life. But I want to say right now that the medical industry is a great industry to make a lot of money for the next couple decades minimum. Baby boomers are fading out, and I don't say that disrespectfully. That's just the science. That's just the data. Over the next 20 years, a big percentage of our population in America, the baby boomer generation references in a certain time period, I believe from the 40s to the 60s or so, there was a higher amount of people having babies than there is now. Now we're at a very low baby boom rate. Why were we baby booming them? Well, one is society in America at that time a lot of it did not believe in protected sex, number one. Number two, abortions were not legal for a certain percentage at that time. And also number three is the less educated. Internet educated the masses. So, obviously the more educated, the more birth control, etc., less people are going to have babies. And women have an opportunity to have a career now. That also is going to bring down the baby rate. Hal, $5 super chat, direct deposit. Operations, man, you let me know that title. Operations manager for environmental service housekeeping. Sam, that money bag came through like a hurricane, dude. Damn it, Hal, like I said, man, this is only the beginning for you. Why? Because like I always told you, what I always tell you, man, your number one asset is your people skills, which ties right into tonight's message. And you don't understand what a gift that is. Because again, I want to empathize with people that lash out on others. I'm not going to excuse it, but I understand that certain people have certain mental problems that they just, it's very tough for them. Now, I also realize there's a lot of people that just stress themselves out and they unnecessarily lash out. But like everything, there's the other side of the spectrum. There's people that their gift is they're good with people. To me, the number one business attribute is to have good people skills, good communication. So Hal, you've been blessed with that. And why should you work your way up in the workforce? Because if you're good with people and you treat people right and you move up, that means you're in charge of other people. You're going to treat them right. You're going to set a tone. You're going to create a culture. And if you create a good culture, a good tone, you help everyone below you. That's a blessing to yourself and to everyone else. So I'm very proud of you, brother. Love to you. And he goes, no date night tonight, William. That's the only thing to destroy your life. Be getting tangled with the wrong person. I canceled. Wanted the night to myself. I totally agree with that. Look, like I say, Hal, he shared this before. He's laid off for almost a year and a half since the beginning of the pandemic. He's just now getting back on his feet, third week on a job. When you're at this crucial point in your life where you're rebuilding your life, you don't need to share your life in a big way. You need to focus on yourself and get your foundation built. Get your foundation built. Get your foundation built. As you build your foundation, 6-8 months at a job, you have a nice savings account, you're doing self-care. Then you can start to introduce maybe some more people into your life. You got a rhythm at your job. But before then, what you're going to do, how you're going to put unnecessary stress on your life, and that's going to eat away at your people skills. Because we only have so much capacity. We only have so many BTUs. You say my air conditioner broke. I went to Home Depot. I got a small little window AC. It's like 5,000 BTUs. I said, well, that doesn't have the capacity to cool a 1,000 square foot house. So it's like, you may have a 10,000 BTU personality, but if you're going to date someone, now your BTUs are derated down to 7,000 BTUs. If you're going to live above your means, now your BTUs are down to 5,000. And if you're going to have feed bad addictions, now you're down to 1,000 BTU. You're barely blowing cold air. We only have so much capacity. Use it for the right things. Direct your energy. Don't give away your energy. Direct your energy. Don't give away your energy. Energy is very important. If you don't believe me, why does everyone look at how much it costs for gas? What's gas? Gas is energy they sell. Energy is the most important thing. Protect it, nourish it, and harness it. Okay. Good job, Hal. All right, back live comments. Thank you again, ESP. At Nublia, I have the same friends I had before when I lived in an apartment. This is interesting. But let me finish reading your comment. But I think you told me, ESP, that your mother doesn't know you live in a car. And so I would assume, I don't want to assume because assumption is wrong. Let me know. Do they all know you live in a car? Let me finish reading her comment before I get ahead of myself. Probably already did. She goes, most of them I have always talked on the phone or text. A few I FaceTime with. Literally nothing has changed. Well, now, good comment, but I want to separate that. So that's existing friends. I still have some existing friends. I believe Nublia's comment was more about, can you make new friends? Now, you're going to keep the same friends you were cool with that accepted your new life. But new friends, like, someone who didn't grow up with you or you didn't establish a relationship with, in my opinion, ESP, you correct me if I'm wrong, because I have been wrong before. You let me know, ESP, if you've met people, new friends, while living in your car, they know you live in your car, and you've established a good relationship beyond just casual text. Keith, shout out to Twist. He's very positive. Shout out to you, Keith. Again, love to you both. D, can't move today. Well, you do the best you can. You got a broken leg. It's understandable. Try to keep your blood flowing as much as possible, but I know it's not easy, D. We love you. Twister. Yeah, it is lightning, guys. I'm in South Florida. That's what it does in the summertime. It was a rainstorm today for about half hour. It's been clear most of the day besides that, and I still rather be in Florida than New Jersey. I could be anywhere right now. I could be the West Coast, East Coast. I can be in Indiana. I could be in China. I choose to be in South Florida. Why? It's what inspires me. Okay. In the heightless summer, it's what inspires me. And that's very important to me. Let's go back live comments. Twista says, shout out to you, Keith. I agree. Hope you're doing well. God bless, heart, tears, and prayers. I like that. And sunglasses. Thank you for being positive, Twister. Maritas, at D, be kind to yourself. 100 emoji. I agree with that, Maritas. Not easy. I agree. Early riser, thank you again, man. I really appreciate that encouragement. Yet, when in doubt, smile and shut up. Why? Because it'll serve you better. Good job. Keith, I got my manager. He is making calls. I know for 30 years in the workforce, I know you got some built up equity in what you offer. Trying to find something. You'll find it. I believe in you. For me down there, you're going to find it. Some co-workers that don't want me to go. That's okay. There's always going to be a few. Don't worry about them. Focus on the ones that want the best for you. But it's what I desire. I feel it in my soul. And what I want, I like it. Because I love to sweat. Me and you on the same page, brother. Keith, believe me, I am thinking and praying for you. I'm going to try to do some videos to inspire you. Because I'm with you. Okay, I love you. I understand what you're saying. Don't get distracted by the people who don't understand you. Don't feed them your energy. Focus your energy on what you need to do. Consolidate your assets. Position yourself. So as soon as your manager says, we got something, you're fucking ready. That's what you need to do right now, Keith. Everything you have needs to be liquid, streamlined. Okay. And as soon as the opportunity comes, like a hawk, swoop. Okay. Hawk emoji to you. Hawk emoji to you. One of my members, all of my members put the hawk emoji. Jesus spoke in parables. I speak in emojis. Why? Let's keep it simple. The hawk swirls in the air. And when he sees its opportunity, and if you're going to move, if you're going to change your life, you need to be liquid and flexible. And you have to have all that prepared. So when that opportunity comes, 100 emoji. Hal, always smile. That's your greatest gift, man. You got a positive attitude. Sometimes even more positive than me. I'll admit it. Yeah, you guys see that? That makes a good background show. They're not scary for me, guys. You know what's scary for me? Waking up and being in a crowded shop, right? Waking up and being in a subpar Starbucks. That's scary. It literally scares me. Okay. That lightning, guys, inspires me. Florida's the lightning capital of the world. So what I can tell you is this, guys. Someone give me the lightning bolt emoji. Why? Because I'd rather be in Florida than anywhere else. And it means that much to me. It does. ESB says, this is very exciting. Look at the background. It's very exciting. ESB, when I was in an apartment, I didn't really have people over. So my friends and acquaintances don't realize anything is different. Yes, he ain't telling. I actually just got invited to attend a picnic. Better go to Walmart and get some new clothes. Well, are you going to go? Oh, yeah. See, here she goes. If I attend, she ain't going. Still not sure. You ain't going. You just like me. Well, maybe you do what you want. I will park my van away. Yeah, she going. Yeah, that way they can't tell she live in a van from the crowd. See, it's too much work. It's all the stress. Yeah, got to park away from the crowd. Got to act like she coming from somewhere else and walk into the picnic. What a show this going to be. No need for people to know what I drive. I'm not mad at you. But see, that's the game. That's the game of life. And to me, that's why when you're a nomad, you can't be friends with conforming people. You can, but it's going to be very hard. Let's be honest. We have to be honest. Nublia, how do you stay fit when you're on the road? It's not easy, and I'm not super fit. But I would say overall I'm healthy because I've been obese. I've been anorexic. So that's overall I'm healthy. But I took my healthy habits with me from my house. I wasn't in danger zone when I sold my house. I got my life together, my foundational habits before I left my house. Now, my weight fluctuates, but overall my routine stays the same. And I add and subtract calories based on what I feel. So obviously, look, as you get older, your metabolism is going to slow. And everyone has a certain body. I've had a wide body since I was born, okay? Obviously, I've had my times where I've been fatter and skinnier, but I've always been wide. Never going to change that. But weight is just one metric. I know people who are skinny that have high cholesterol, high blood pressure. Blood pressure is a killer, or their mental health is a shit show. So there's a skinny guy on YouTube, like he says, oh, I'm this skinny guy, but his mental health is total dookie emoji. So it's like you don't even care about his mental health. Bottom line, wake up early. Okay, don't eat too much processed food. Go for walks, do light workouts, don't take naps. If you do that, you'll be pretty good. It's true. Let's take a hydration break. How? Money bag came through today. Money bag cometh to you. I like that talk. Mary Taz. Yes, I have a webcam. Oh, that's good. I might hire someone to come and walk. Here's another opportunity for people to make money. You may hire a dog walker to come in the middle of the day. I can understand that. If not, that dog will pee or shit. And I don't blame them. That's why I gave my dog the second room in my house. Why? Because there's no way you can leave a dog, a cat, or anything home for 8 hours or more and expect them not to go to the bathroom. Like, could you do that? No. So remember, guys and girls, if you're going to have a pet and if you have a job, there's no way that they're not going to go to the bathroom in your house. So you have to put them in a certain room or whatever. You can't put them in a cage. I did that when I was young. I can't. So I gave her my second room. She destroyed the room, but I gave it to her. So, you know, a lot of people who are on disability, who have service dogs or are retired, they don't realize the luxury of being home all day with their dog. And they think a dog is the answer for everyone. The dog may be the answer to you if you don't have to work. And there's nothing wrong with that. Again, if you're disabled, get on disability. And if you're a senior and you worked your whole life and you want a dog, that's fine. But for those still in the workforce, you don't realize it's very hard to have a dog and not have someone home with them. I mean, I did it, but that's why I didn't get another one, because that is a lot of work. It's a blessing from the Lord. I love my dog, but it's a lot. It's a lot, you know. And then she goes, she loves her walks. The dogs love to be outside, just like humans. They have to walk her. They get anxiety. Yeah, they're just like humans. And they get stressed. It's okay. I'll have 10 months left to work before retirement. Well, you're close to retirement, so thumbs up. That's awesome, Mary Tuss. How Thank you again, my operations manager in the medical field, making that money as his first direct deposit. My members put that money bag in the live chat for Hal. Hal's been coming on this live feed for over a year. He shared his life even when he was at his low point. And even when I was being rough, this guy came back. This guy showed a lot of character, a lot of toughness, and he kept a positive attitude. And like I'll admit, even in times more positive than me. Okay, so you got to show respect. Hal, no date tonight. Well, that's the best decision you made all week. I cancel you. Work on yourself, brother. Yeah, Mary Tyler's got ahead of me. 3 money bags for Hal. I like it. Hal, that lightning show behind you, it's amazing, guys. This is like, this is real life. That we're not in a sketch movie here. ESP, I've met a few, and then she continues, I have met a few local nomads. Yeah, they probably got mental problems or drug problems, because that's everybody, guys. It's very rare, in my opinion, my experience, that I don't even try to meet nomads, because I feel I'm judgmental against nomads. I'm a nomad. And it's like, guys, I don't think anyone's living in it. I don't know, man. I just give people space, but let me continue to read. She goes, I met a few nomads who are acquaintances, but no real friends. Yep, there you go. Nublia, if you become a full-time nomad, you're going to meet no real friends. You said, what about the RTR? What, you want to be friends? What, people living in the middle of the desert? Cooking? Doing? Nah. You say that's harsh. I said, well, that's my opinion. Now, again, I'm not mad at them. It's not like meant on disrespect. I'm just saying, like, unless you're going to live like that whole nomadic life where you're like, I don't know, man. To me, I don't think you are going to meet not many new friends unless they're living the same life. But maybe I'm wrong. I probably am. But I look at nomads the same. Like, I don't want to be friends with anyone. That's true. I guess I should just say that. ESP. And my mother, she figured out something was wrong. Yet they found out. Mothers know. She figured out something was wrong. And that I'm always on the road. Yep. When she calls and FaceTimes. Yep. Moms ain't dumb. I had to tell her. Yeah, how'd she take it? To keep my sister from having a lie. Yeah, my mom, even though it was a little tough, she eventually took it. My father, like I said, ended our relationship. So that's the other thing. If you got someone like, you're on a halfway relationship with, guys, I paid a price to live in my car. I lost the relationship with my father, lost inheritance. It severed some relationships indirectly. And it spiraled me into doing YouTube about it. And I don't know, it just put me in another algorithm. Now, I don't regret it, but there's a heavy price I paid in certain manners. So you got to be very, thoughtful about that. Suitcase, Hawk emoji, good job. ESP, mom is not happy with me at all. Well, this is the price you pay. She thinks I need to be in a mental institution. I can understand. I look at other nomads like I think they need to be in a mental institution or drug rehab. Yeah, and I'm a nomad. So I can't even judge them. However, I won't take any shit. And so I can understand, so I guess it is hypocrisy, but I have to be honest. I mean, I can understand, but that's why I'm sharing with you the real deal, is that you're not going to have new friends. For the most part, there may be some exceptions. It's a very interesting dynamic, I have to be honest. Coffee Black, hey, Coffee Black. I don't like people in general. Me and you very similar in that regard, but respect you, Sam. Well, mutual respect, reciprocal. Me and you on the same page, Coffee Black, great to see you. Suitcase, ESP, you call? It's not easy. D, thanks, Maritas. ESP, if I live next to you, I would want to a real friend because of your personality, and you too, Maritas. No, there's no doubt. Look, everyone in here has got a great personality, very respectful, very loving, or else they wouldn't be in here. So, I don't know. For me, I guess the way I like to live, similar like to Coffee Black was just saying, the internet for me, and YouTube specifically, I would say, because I really don't have any other social media. Yeah, it's a side hustle, but it's also a way for me to have that social connection and then disconnect. Because that allows me to live life how I want without having, the connections and the burdens. Like ESP was talking about, if she goes up with her real life friends, she goes to that park. It's a whole production. Now, I still have some real life friends. I think they're very important for my mental health and my well-being. There are a couple people I grew up with, not new friends, or that I've worked with that I still call and I share with, and it's awesome. But it's a couple, not 20. Okay. And I don't meet up with them. So That's something that a person has to think about. Nublia, you should watch Coach Greg. He give quality information about health. Okay. I'd recommend him. I've never heard of him. Okay. Just a suggestion. Okay. Yeah, I'll check him out. Thank you, Nublia. Twister, I have slowly distanced myself from friends/acquaintances. They all think I fell off the earth because after dodging their invites with excuses, I just decided to decline. I can understand that. I just feel like they're slowing me down at this point. I can understand. Look, even at the end of my house living, I was kind of doing that same thing. Like, I really just got to a certain point. Not when I was younger, but when I got into my 30s, I got to a certain point where I just did not want to hang out anymore. I didn't want the burden of relationships. So the nomad life kind of fit where I was going. Now, the bad part is you're going to spiral into this totally isolated, disconnected lifestyle. So you have to really do a lot of self-care, keep a couple quality relationships from your life. And, it's going to, like, if I meet someone in Starbucks and I met a few, I even met this one girl, like I said, she looked like Sade. I'm like, man, what would, but guys, you're not going to meet someone and their family and all the people that know them and you be in your car, van, or whatever. You're not going to build a solid relationship. It's going to be very hard. And it's something you really have to think about. I kind of already committed that I'm probably going to be a loner the rest of my life. Obviously, look, I guess when I buy, if I buy a home base or whatever, I could go back to a little bit of conforming things. But even before, when I had the house at the end, I wasn't really social. Now, to David's point, you guys see, like when I'm in a hotel or whatever, there's an etiquette. So I could easily go back to that mode. But I also feel a little bit like a caged lion. So, it's a give and a take. Suke says, Sam, bro, you are truly inspirational. Well, same love back to you. I've seen your earlier videos. Thank you. Man, you've done the work. Well, I appreciate that. No BS. No, look, the grace of God, I always acknowledge it, even though sometimes as I get older, I get pissed and I question God. But I have to acknowledge that, obviously, look, I could have been born not having certain abilities. So I have to acknowledge that some way there's something above me that I can't take credit for. However, after that being said, I have put in the work to try to make my life as best as possible for me. And I have. And I don't say that prideful, but I say that in a way that, one is I appreciate the acknowledgement, and two is I do feel that if you put in the work and through the grace of God, that you can make your life better, or at least what you want it to be. I mean, life still ain't perfect, but it can get better. And all you're trying to do is make the day as best as it can be, because life is nothing but a series of days. So the more better days, the better your life. And even if you have a bad day, the better habits that you have, the better disciplines, the better awareness, the better wisdom. Hopefully you can at least avert a complete disaster, or even if you have a complete disaster, maybe mitigate the damage. That's it. And that's what a lot of my lessons are pretty much about. Thank you again, Suitcase. ESP, triple, quadruple, centeto, a lot of money bags. Ooh, that's my language. Good job, ESP. Twister. Oh, sunglass fire. Yeah, lightning, and we're in Florida. Florida island emoji. Money bags, love it. Heart, prayers, and cheers. Much love to you all. Twister, got a very positive attitude. We don't take it for granted, man. Thank you. Nublia, I wonder if I could live as a nomad part-time. You could, but there's a different mindset. It's a vacation, it's a camping mindset, which there's nothing wrong with that. The full-time nomad is a savage mindset, an intense mindset, because it's a different mindset. A part-time nomad is a camper. There's nothing wrong with that, but there's different mindsets. True. Nublia, I live, my parents, by the way, if it's a healthy situation, there's nothing wrong with that. If that works for you. Yeah. Look, guys and girls, whatever works for you. I respect it as long as it's healthy I empathize, and I realize there's certain people, they got a certain situation in life. Maybe they have no other choice. But I always say, if you have a choice and if you can do better, do the best you can. Okay. So, shout out to my viewer too, I was thinking about today. Charles, shout out to you if you're watching. All right, guys and girls, I did the best I could. I've been on here for an hour. Thank you, everyone, for joining me. I appreciate that. Hopefully, this video helped you in some way. Have a great night. I'm going to go take a shower. Appreciate you. Keep pushing forward one day at a time, one step at a time. Thank you again, Keith, for the gracious super chat. Thank you, Early Riser. Thank you, Hal. Respect to you, brother, for completing your third week and your first direct deposit. Shout out to all my members. Again, Mary Taz, Andre, David Lopez. Great to see you, David. I don't see you often. ESP, regular, appreciate you. Twister, very positive. Suitcase, traveling, working those high jobs. God bless you, brother. And D, keep recovering. Thinking about you, praying for you. Nublia, shout out to you, everyone overseas. And Coffee Black, appreciate you. Hang in there. Keep doing self-care. Do the best you can. Don't go backwards. Unhealthy relationships are not worth it. And I think we got everyone. Good night to you too, ESP. Good night, Nublia. Good night, D. Good night, everyone. All right, guys. I'll see you next one. Thank you.